tornado destruction.
Everything's all right. We're still alive.
New air control outage.
It may be a while. They lost the radar frequencies again.
Investigating brazen breakout.
This massive jailbreak should never have happened.
Good morning. I'm Steve Kathan with the CBS World News Roundup. Just days after tornadoes caused death and destruction in Kentucky and Missouri, parts of Oklahoma were in the bullseye as a new line of destructive weather rolled through.
It just got dark really quick. Weather moved in, rain started kind of coming sideways, and wind picked up really, really fast.
Here's CBS's Rob Marciano.
Homes turned inside out and large vehicles upended amid a sea of debris. A dangerous storm system tearing through the region and prompting warnings across the state Monday.
Today is sort of that climatological peak where we see the most active southern plains season for tornadoes.
Sean Wog is a research scientist with NOAA's National Severe Storms Laboratory. The mayor of hard-hit St. Louis admitted that the city's tornado warning system was not used during the storm because of human error.
A button wasn't pushed, and the sirens were not deployed. 5
people in the area were killed and dozens injured.
There was a failure, a human failure, a failure in protocol to let the community know that there was a massive weather event.
There's word of a 4th known system outage in less than a month at the air traffic control that handles flights at Newark Airport. CBS's Chris Van Cleve has details.
The sky was full of planes when this brief outage hit. Now, the FAA says it lasted just 2 seconds, but a source familiar said it took about a minute for things to fully come back online. The disruption prompted controllers at the airport to hold departing flights for a time at Newark, while other controllers warned flights they may not be able to communicate with the planes in the air.
Just be advised, we may be having a frequency outage. It may be a while. They lost the radar frequencies again.
Now, the FAA says all flights that were in the air stay the safe distance apart.
A member of Congress is facing charges after a showdown outside an immigration detention center. CBS's Michael Toscano.
The acting U.S. Attorney for New Jersey, Alina Habba, says Democratic U.S. Representative LaMonica McIver is charged with assaulting a federal officer. It stems from a May 9th scuffle outside an immigration detention center in Newark being visited by members of New Jersey's congressional delegation.
The councilman will be vindicated.
Newark Mayor Ross Baraka.
Everybody can see those videos. They'll see the whole thing, and it'll be clear to me, and it'll be clear to her in court.
A federal trespassing charge against Mayor Baraka from that incident was dismissed by Habba.
The U.S. Supreme Court is allowing the Trump administration to strip legal protections from 350,000 Venezuelans, potentially exposing them to deportation. Correspondent Manuel Bajorquez.
While the Supreme Court decision potentially allows the administration to move forward with deportations, the justices also appear to signal that Venezuelans who had received their legal documentation before President Trump ended the program could sue to fight their removal.
Now to Louisiana and the intense manhunt for 6 inmates still on the loose after 10 escaped from a New Orleans jail last week. CBS's Katie Weiss.
4 days after a brazen jailbreak in New Orleans, Louisiana State Police announcing the arrest of Gary C. Price, bringing the total to 4 apprehensions so far. 6 remain on the run. New surveillance video with facial recognition shows 2 inmates walking down Torres Central Bourbon Street hours after breaking free. Miles was arrested roughly an hour later.
We need those cameras.
Attorney General Liz Murrell supports the cameras, managed between state police and a nonprofit called Project NOLA.
Those cameras are enormously beneficial tools, and I think you can see in the reality of that.
But the ACLU claims the cameras lack oversight and raise civil rights concerns.
4 minutes after the hour.
Well, it's 65 degrees in Tracy, California. I didn't hear any good news, did you? I didn't think so. I guess it's all about perspective. The glass is half full. Well, as always, I'd like to thank you again for coming along with me on these Dash Cam News adventures. You know the drill. Peace, love, and all that.